Good morning and happy Easter to you all.
Yes, happy Easter to you. It's lovely to be with you on such a special day and, well, Kate seems to be enjoying herself already.
Did you get an Easter egg, Nick?
I did, thanks very much for asking. What about you guys at home? Put your hand up if you got an Easter egg. Why don't you shout out what sort you've got? And has anybody got anything else as an Easter treat? Great, that's so exciting. Well, before Kate eats any more of her chocolate, why don't we get warmed up? Get ready to knock, knock, knock with Ask, Seek and Knock. Please get up and join in and let's sing this together. Remember this. Let's go!
When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this.
It does seem weird to see that snowy sledging bit.
It does actually, doesn't it? Now, why don't you have a look at this picture? This is Christina. We saw Christina a couple of weeks ago reading from Zechariah. Do you remember? What do you think Christina would like to be when she is older? Would she like to be a chef and make wonderful meals for people? Or would she like to be an interior designer and plan and decorate the inside of buildings? A chef or an interior designer? Which do you think? Christina would like to be an interior designer. Did you guess?
That was tricky. Shall I tell you why? I know that Christina has been doing lots of cooking recently, so I thought she might want to be a chef. Shall I show you a picture of her wonderful crumble?
Oh my, that looks yummy. I love crumble. So she's a good cook as well.
Yes, but she's also been involved in decorating her bedroom recently.
Ah, so a bit of interior design. What about you guys at home? What have you been doing recently? Is there anything that you're particularly proud of? Is there anything that you might want to show us? Send us a picture and we'll give you a shout out on
Funday morning.
Funday morning.
Today is Easter Sunday and we thought we'd play you a new song. There are actions which we'll show you another time, but for now, listen to this and join in with the words when you can. La 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 la
Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on. Lord, I lift your name on.
Now, we're going to show you some pictures and we want you to work out what they have in common. Here's the first one.
And this one?
We all recognise this one.
Ah, yes. And finally, this one. It's a long time since I've been to a football match. I think they might have just scored a goal in that one. And that picture with the champagne, I've seen that happen when a sports car race has been won. Has anyone else seen that happen?
Any idea what they all have in common? What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I think I know this. Are they always of celebrating?
Yes, you've got it.
Yes.
Celebrating a birthday, celebrating getting good results,
Celebrating Christmas, woohoo! And celebrating a goal. Ah, so is that what we're thinking about today? Celebrating?
yes.
How do you guys at home celebrate things? I can see that Kate is celebrating with chocolate. So, what are we celebrating? We're going to find out more later. But first, let's have a look at our gallery for this week.
Yes. First, we've got to show you some fabulous donkeys who didn't arrive quite in time for last week. And then we've got some more pictures to show you of some of the things you've been up to this week. Have a look at these.
I love the gallery. Thanks so much for sending your pictures in. We love looking at them. Right now, though, it's time for the story.
Last session, we heard about a dreadful day. God's son, Jesus, was put on a cross to die, blamed when he'd done nothing wrong. Did you know that the sky turned black when he died? The sun went out and it stayed dark for 3 hours. Can you imagine that? On that worst day ever, the judgment was on Jesus, and it looked like it was the end of everything good. Let's hear now from Charlie.
On Sunday morning, Mary and her friends went to the cave where Jesus' body had been put after it had been taken down from the cross. They must have been feeling so sad that Jesus was dead. When they reached the tomb, the cave, there were 3 surprises for them.
Surprise number 1.
The huge stone that had been put in front of Jesus' tomb had been moved away. How had that happened?
Surprise number 2.
All of the material that had been wrapped around Jesus' dead body had been unwrapped and was left there. It wasn't needed anymore.
Surprise number 3.
His dead body was gone. Have you ever had a big surprise? Have you ever had a surprise that made you feel frightened? I wonder if that's how Mary and her friends felt. What had happened to Jesus? And then an even bigger surprise. 2 angels appeared, dressed in shining clothes. The Bible tells us that when the women saw the angels, they were very frightened indeed. And then the angels began to speak. This is a place for dead people. Jesus isn't here. He has risen from the dead. Surprised, frightened, excited, confused, the women told Jesus' friends what had happened. And what do you think they said? You at home, what do you think they said? The friends said, "We don't believe you. You're talking nonsense." All except one friend, Peter. He got up, he ran to the cave, he looked in, and he saw nobody. Nobody. And he went away to his home very confused. That evening, Jesus' friends were together again. This time they were all feeling frightened, and they'd locked the door. Suddenly, there was Jesus, in the room with them. At first, they thought he was a ghost. But he let them touch him, and he ate some of their dinner. The Bible tells us it was fish. And they knew he was real. "I'm not dead anymore," said Jesus. This was the plan all along, from the beginning of time, for the judgment to be on me, so that God will always give people another chance. What good news!
So when Jesus died, the judgment was on him, so there doesn't need to be judgment for anyone else.
So we can always be part of God's family, safe with God because of Jesus.
And God brought Jesus back to life to show that he is in charge and he is greater than anything. Did Jesus say anything else to his friends then? You know, after he'd eaten the fish and let them touch him and all that?
He said, "Go and tell people the good news that God's plan has worked. And I will help you do that. And I will stay with you forever."
Amazing. And that is what we're celebrating at Easter, that all through history, God has been faithful. Now, Kate, we never taught the actions for the last verse of that song all through history, did we?
No, and I think today be a good day to teach them. Are you ready? Here they are. We need to start with our fists together on our chest like this. Jesus died to take away our sin so we could get to know our God again.
So we can always come close to God, and he promises to come close to us.
Indeed, the Lord is good, the Lord is strong, and we will live our lives for him.
And if ever there's a reason for rainbow arms, it's today. Because remember the action for thank you, oh thank you, oh thank you. All through history, you are faithful. Let's sing. And after this, we're going to do some praying, and we'll do it with one of our families. But let's sing together all through history.
Noah built the most enormous boat that kept the birds and animals afloat. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and Noah lived his life for him. Moses led his people through shepherd boy became a king. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and David lived his life for him. Daniel was inside a lion's den, but God brought him to safety once again. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and Daniel lived his life for him. Oh, thank you, that all through history you were faithful. Thank you, that you are just the same when it comes to me. When it comes to me. Jesus died to take away our sin, so we could get to know our God again. The Lord is good, the Lord is strong, and we will live our lives for Him. Oh, thank you, that all through history you were faithful. Thank you, that you are just the same when it comes to me. Thank you, that all through history you were faithful. Thank you, that you are just the same when it comes to me. 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 Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for the spring flowers and your wonderful creations. Thank you for the little baby animal to remind us of the new life you give us. Like caterpillars. Thank you for all the people in our families, our church, and the whole world.
Thank you for the vaccination and for all the key workers who look after us. Please keep us safe from the virus.
Thank you that you defeated death, and on Easter morning the stone was rolled away, and the tomb was empty.
Amen. Amen.
And I want to thank God for chocolate. I'm really enjoying this Easter egg.
Hang on, we had fish in our story, but we didn't have chocolate. What's that about? Where's that in the Bible?
Nowhere. Sorry.
Ah, so why do we have eggs at Easter?
Are you ready for some interesting facts? Let's go to one of our friends.
For hundreds of years, eggs have been given as presents at Easter time as a symbol of new life. Traditionally, these would have been ordinary eggs, painted or decorated. But about 150 years ago, a chocolate company had the idea of making eggs out of chocolate, and so we have chocolate Easter eggs. Yummy. And some have pointed out that the shell of an egg, a chicken's egg, or the outside of a chocolate egg can remind us that the tomb, which is the cave where Jesus' body was put, was empty.
Ah, so that's why we have Easter eggs. Thanks for telling us that. Great.
Yes, thanks. And this is crazy, in the UK, we buy about 80 million, yes, 80 million Easter eggs each year.
Well, that's certainly a lot of chocolate. So, it's Easter. God's plan worked. Kate, is the big story of God over now?
No, Nick, the story continues and we're living in it.
Amazing. Well, what a great term we've had. We hope that all of you watching at home have been enjoying all that we've done. We're going to stop now, but only for a short break.
Yes, we won't be here next week, but we will be back on April the 18th for season 3. Oh, Nick, the mystery doodler.
Oh yeah. Let's save that for next term.
Okay.
Have a brilliant Easter break, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh, and Martin, will you pray a blessing over us before we all leave?
I'd like to say a huge thank you to Kate and Nick and all those who've been involved in contributing to Funday morning, and all of you who've joined in with it this past term. It's been wonderful as ever. And now an Easter blessing. So may the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, who raised him to life, give you his peace and joy this Easter. May the God who showed that his love and his power is stronger even than death fill you with his love. And may you, your parents, your teachers, your friends, and all you love know his blessings this Easter time. Have a very, very happy Easter.